Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have for you a process video of my week 47 of my 2020 Project Life album. I have printed my photos out here at home using my Epson PM400 photo printer. I've been printing my photos at home for 10 years or more now, and I do love the capability of printing photos at home. It makes it so flexible and in demand just in time, so I can do work on my projects when I find the time. So I'm using the Studio Calico Documenter kit, and like I said for last week's video, this is one of my favorite kits that they've done because it's about reading and gratitude and all of that, so I love that. So I'm looking for areas where I'm going to put filler cards and where I'm going to put journaling cards. And I do a lot of my journaling just on the labels that are the print and cut labels that are available on the Studio Calico website. They do sell them every month to match the kit perfectly. And because I'm not Photoshop savvy, I do purchase those every month. And I think it's $1.99, and I do the print and cut on those using my Silhouette. So I'm dating all of my photos using the One Canoe 2 roller date stamp. I love the font on this stamp, so I continue using it. And I'm using Stays On ink. And you'll notice that I keep flipping to the back of the photo because that's where I date the photos when I batch print all my photos. I will batch print my photos for a month or two. And if you're interested in my process of how I do all of this, let me know down in the comments below and I'll see how I can do that, because I do batch my photos on my iPhone first. So on this journaling card, it says, "So thankful for." I do journal, it's numbered 1 through 10. 1, Uni's sense of curiosity. 2, Wetzel's pretzels. 3, therapy. 4, kids who are helpful. 5, one-on-one convo with Zachy. 6, littles who sleep in my room. 7, the Chanel beauty counter. 8, books, audiobooks, and I put in parentheses, all day. 9, independent students, and 10, sunsets. And that pretty much is my whole journaling, almost, for the entire week. So I don't need that many journaling cards. And so I love that I'm able to put these filler cards in and gives the eye a place to rest when they're looking at my layout. Now the top left photo is of me kissing my son, and the reason I turned it black and white is because it was kind of grainy, because selfies don't always turn out the greatest, so I did turn that into black and white. Now the bottom photo is of my oldest son. He decided to come run errands with me, and he's 13, so for him to just agree to come run errands with me is a big deal, because I'm sure he'd rather be playing video games. So on this label I wrote, "Grateful for Zachy. He'll come with me to run errands just to spend time with me. Love him so much." So I do get that off of the edge of the photo, and I do trim that using my mini snips from Tim Holtz. I cut the edge of the label off, and then I will staple that using a tiny attacher. Now on this top photo is of my son, and I just wrote Wetzel's pretzels again. And I'm going to use a tiny attacher to add some dimension to that as well. So I did put the number 47 on the black journaling card that's on the very left. That is my title card, and I always put the number of the week it is, and I love black on black like that. And that journaling card says, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough," and I love that. Such a great reminder. So on this top photo, I'm just spelling out the word love using some Felicity Jane alphas that I have left over from one of my kits. And you'll see I'm trying to move that to straighten out the word love. And it's the funky alphas, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but I do want it semi-straight. So after that, I am going to work on the right-hand side of my layout. So on this gray journaling card, on the very bottom, it says, "Grateful for small things," and this is what I wrote. "Uni and Kaya try to sneak into my bed after I fall asleep, because I sometimes, a lot of the times, fall asleep before my kids do. One morning, I woke up and found the kids on my hardwood floor sleeping in their sleeping bags. I guess they just want to be near me. They must be super quiet when they sneak in, because I don't hear them or wake up." Or I'm a hard sleeper, depending on which way you look at it. So I do journal that using my gray pen. I do like to use gray because it's not as stark as black, but yet it's still easily visible when you're reading that. And it's a Zebra Sarasa Vintage Dark Gray. I am using this chipboard from the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit and Love Hero, and I put that on the black stars journaling card. And here I am dating all the other photos. And this photo, the top left is a photo of my kids sneaking into my room and sleeping on the sleeping bags on the floor. The right photo is of my daughter. She's a kindergartner and she is responsible enough to be able to do online school. All I have to do is remind her to what time to get onto school, and she does everything independently, which I am so grateful for. I do not take it for granted at all. Now this bottom photo is of my daughter at the Chanel counter at Ulta, and I wrote, Kaya snuck the old iPhone, I think it's like a 5 that I happen to have, into Ulta and started taking selfies. She's 5, 6, and she's taking selfies at the beauty counter already. That just kills me. She's trying to grow up too fast. And then I just took a picture of the sunset while I was driving because I just think it's so beautiful and majestic. Now the one thing I end up doing is stamping, and so I am going to use the Allie Edwards stamp that came with the Allie Edwards Stories by the Month kit for the month of November, and this stamp that I'm cleaning off says November Memories. So I'm going to use my Stays On ink and I'm going to stamp the November Memories onto the photo of my daughter doing her online school because it had great white space there. And it didn't turn out very well because I do need a new Stays On ink pad. I know I've refilled the ink pad before, but it's still not the best. I think it's time for me to get a new one, but I just keep trying not to keep repurchasing products that I can use. So there's another stamp set that I'm using the VersaFine black ink, which is great for detail stamping. And it says, so much thanks for all this. And I'm going to stamp that onto a white cardstock, and you won't see this on screen, but you'll see my shadow. I'm using the Tim Holtz mini snips, and I'm going to cut around the circle there. You can see that in the shadows, right? Sorry, I got that off screen. Sometimes I get so into scrapbooking, I forget to look up to make sure I'm in screen. So I end up cutting that out into a circle, and I don't care. It doesn't need to be perfect because I don't have a paper punch with me. So I do stamp that out, and I use a Stampin' Up! Foam Dimensional, and I put that on the photo of my son with me, the selfie that we took. And that's my layout. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you next time.